Hi everyone, how are you? I'm Alex and welcome back to my channel. So this week I did not read very much, mainly because, you know, sometimes your brain just doesn't want to function the way you want it to and you just want to melt into the couch. It was just one of those weeks. But I have started Fourth Wing, the very, very famous book that's been all over YouTube and Book Talk and Bookstagram, and I did want to jump in and see if I was going to like it or not. I'm on my way to the gym currently, but I am listening to it on audiobook. So I am, you know, I really thought I was going to tear this book apart. I had seen mostly amazing reviews for this book, but I really went into this thinking I was going to shred this apart, but I am enjoying it. Ugh. I can't believe I enjoy this book. I will say the writing is very juvenile and it's very cringy. There are parts where I am, you know, I have to stop because I think the writing is atrocious at times, but the plot is moving so quickly that I'm almost not paying attention so much to the writing as I am to the story, which is good. I will say though, it does feel very YA, and I think actually it's listed as adult on Goodreads. So I'm kind of confused as to why it reads so juvenile. But is the story good? Yes. Sorry guys, my camera just died. So I wanted to actually like read this book physically, but one, I didn't want to pay $30 for a brand new hardcover. And two, I wanted to read like the ebook of it because especially with fantasy, I have a hard time with some of the names. Like, I think one of the dragons' name is Andarna and Sigile or something. So there's a lot of these like names that I don't know how they look. And for me, I need to actually see the words to understand how to pronounce the name. So anyways, I checked though at my local library to get the ebook, and I am number 2,759th in line to get this book. So I will not be getting this book anytime soon, and I will just have to deal with listening to it from here on out. I am 42% of the way through the book. If you don't know what this book is about, it is about a school, and it is about a girl going to this school named Violet, and she's supposed to be very weak and fragile and frail, but apparently she's supposed to beat all the odds and become this famous dragon rider, hopefully, I'm assuming at least. But she was trained her entire life to become a scribe, and then her mom decides last minute, 6 months before she's supposed to become a scribe, that she wants her to be a dragon rider just like her. So she has to go to this school where it's basically kill or be killed kind of a situation, where I think there's not enough dragons for the amount of riders that volunteer to go into the program. So they're basically vying for a chance to get a seat with a dragon. But that's kind of where I am right now. Like I said, I'm 42% of the way through the book. So she has just paired herself with a dragon, which is very exciting. But I honestly thought most of the book was gonna be her doing all this training to get to be with a dragon. So I'm really surprised that even before the 50% mark, she is already paired with one. So this is moving so much faster than I thought it would, which is great because I'm definitely a plot-driven reader. I like slow build sometimes, but I do enjoy that this is moving really fast. Like I said before, it makes me able to care less about the writing and care more about the story itself. So I am enjoying it. So I'm gonna head to the gym right now and I will check in with you later.
little rat.
Hi everyone, how are you? So it's been a couple of days and I've finished Fourth Wing, and I kind of just wanted to gather my thoughts to make sure they were coherent. But I'm actually probably looking very tired. My husband and I just got back from the Getty Museum. I didn't know, but actually tickets are free to go, so that was really cool, and we just kind of spent the whole Sunday there, which was so nice. The weather was great today. It was like in the high 70s, which for LA, that's literally all you could ask for. But I wanted to update you on Fourth Wing. I finished it a couple of days ago, and I hate that I loved this book so much. Look, I know the language and the dialogue is terrible, but I got swept away in the story. And that's really something that I feel like doesn't happen very often. Like, I haven't really experienced that kind of feeling since my Harry Potter days, which was my early high school years, I think. I think the plot moves so fast that I was able to overlook the fact that Violet said "for the win" unironically, which is so freaking cringe. I can't, ugh. But also, I will say, I was listening to it 2 times the speed, and I feel like that also helped in the sense where my brain just kind of glossed over the fact that the writing was not good. So it just kind of kept the story moving at such a quick pace. I was able to kind of ignore it, I guess. This is by no means an original story whatsoever, but it was entertaining. And when I'm reading, that's all I really care about, is if I can forget about what my life is right now and just think about a different world. One of my favorite parts of the book actually was the fact that Violet came to terms with her feelings like pretty quickly. I feel like, because this is a romance fantasy, I feel like with a lot of those stories, it's really common for them to take multiple books for them to come to terms with their feelings, and that is just too slow for me. So the fact that she was outright and just so sure in her feelings, I liked that. I liked that it wasn't a common trope where you see a miscommunication between like characters, and you know, there's not that problem that arises because of miscommunication, and I liked that. I will say though that my biggest gripe is the fact that it had so many tropes in this story. Like, it was like Rebecca Yarros just looked up in the dictionary all the tropes you put into like a romance fantasy book, and she just poured them out. She had, I think, forced proximity, she had enemies to lovers, there was a love triangle at one point, and you know, the forbidden love aspect too. So not my favorite, but yet again, I still had fun reading it, and that's really all I wanted. So I don't really read that many epic fantasies very often, mainly because of the fact that I feel like they go into so much world building that it's hard for me to keep up. I feel like it's slow, like there's not much plot, which is one of the reasons actually I haven't even started the Lord of the Rings book, because I just feel like I'm too overwhelmed to read it because it seems like so much information. But also, I'm usually impatient when it comes to reading fantasy books. Like, I want to see what happens immediately, and I don't want to have to wait, you know, 4 or 5 books to get the conclusion that I'm looking for. But yet again, I really enjoyed it. Literally so much so that I'm afraid this might put me in a reading slump because my brain just wants to reread the book again, which is insane to me because I haven't felt like this in such a long time. And I look back and it's no literary masterpiece. Like, there's no reason why I should like this book so much, but I did. Oh, I did want to mention, I don't read very many books with spice in it, so I was a little taken aback by that scene. But overall, I am really happy that it happened kind of later on in the book, just because it wasn't every other scene, which I feel like happens with romance books a lot. It's almost too much, where it's like literally every other chapter. And that to me is aggressive. All right, friends, this pretty much wraps up the vlog for this week. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.